Hello and welcome. It has been a while. It has been quite a while. And I apologize. Life happened and yeah. But we are back. I am going to be doing something a little different, something kind of fun. As you'll notice up here, you'll see this thing that says Uberhood. Yeah, I'm gonna do an Uberhood. We're gonna see how this goes. So I actually, before I started, I was still setting up kind of some things. So I'm gonna kind of explain the Uberhood, and then we're gonna finish setting up some stuff. We're not actually probably gonna get into gameplay today, or if we do, it's just gonna be like the bare minimum, just because there are some things to set up, and I kind of want to do that with y'all. So first, giving credit where credit is due, this Uberhood is made up of a few people's things. So, first off, as you'll notice, Pleasant View is going to be our main neighborhood, so to speak. And that's just because the way that I downloaded things. So, the Pleasant View that I'm using is Pleasant Sims Perfect Pleasant View version 2. Which is a clean template from, and I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, and I hope I am, Chronos Sims. It has Pleasant View, Blue Water Village, and Sim State University. All of them are clean templates. Sim State University, though, is not theirs. It's the clean template of the Sims, but they're not actually in that university. Because for the universities, Academy Latour, La Fiesta Tech, and Sim State University, I am using Cat Addies because they are gorgeous. So I just basically got all the Sims out of all the playable, dormies and bin families, put them in, and then I just put them down in her neighborhoods, or some of them. I haven't finished putting all of them down yet. And then with our Uberhood, we also have the Blue Water Village, obviously, from Pleasant Sims Perfect Pleasant View. And then we have the downtown. This is just the regular downtown. I kind of wanted to do Cataddies, but it was already in the Perfect Pleasant View, and yeah, hers is gorgeous. If you want to see it, go to her Tumblr, or if you want to see it in use, a cotton sock I know has used hers, which is why I was kind of tempted to use that downtown, but we're just using the regular downtown cleaned up. So then for our rest of our Uberhood, we've got obviously Blue Water Village, we've got Strangetown, and we've got Veronaville. Both Strangetown and Veronaville are from Meet Me to the Rivers clean templates. That being said, this means because of how Meet Me to the Rivers Strangetown's clean templates are and the Perfect Pleasant View, Bella Goth does not exist at all. She's missing in all of them. So she will not be making an appearance. I apologize. But I kind of like it that way. I also technically could add Desiderata Valley and River Blossom Hills, but we're going to hold off on that. We're going to see, because it might just be a bit too much. So we're just going to start off with the main 3 hoods in Blue Water Village, because the main 3 are like, the main 3. And Blue Water Village, because I do like having Blue Water Village in there, and it came with the Perfect Pleasant View. Even if it hadn't, I like having it not only because some of the characters, but also because, having the shops and stuff. But going to introduce the families. So obviously in Pleasant View we have the Goths, Lothario, Calientes, Dreamers, Pleasants, and Brokes. I'm also going to place down the oldies and the burbs pretty soon. For the most part, I haven't done a whole lot of decorating yet. That's kind of what we're doing. But I do have interactive Doc Allen's the Career Center and First Pleasant View Church by Pleasant Sims. I think also these are the edits that she did of these two. I have a Slappy's Flop House because we'll probably need that at one point. And then in Blue Water Village, I have most of the regular people. Let me load this up. But the only thing I've done here is beautified, and then I threw down one house for the Larsons, just because I wanted one that had 2 bedrooms. But we've also got in here Roseland, because I do want to have him in here. I just didn't know where else to put him. And then, of course, we have the Ramirez family, the Geek. I always say Geek family. I know it's technically not the name. Geck family, I think. Of course, Malcolm Landgrab, the Jaquette family, Florence, the Tinkers. So just all the regular people in there, plus the 2 that come with it, and Rosalind is in there. Then if we go to Strangetown, they're basically just the regular people that you'd find in Strangetown. I haven't moved anyone different in. There are a few families that Grimm took away. The Autumus family, the Ramaswamy, and the Traveler, well, 2 of the Traveler family members. I didn't have anywhere I wanted to put them in particular in this game, and so because I didn't want corruption either and deleting them, I just let them get super old real quick and have Grimm take them. Although I believe it's the daughter Tina Traveler or Trish Traveler, either one of them. One of them is a townie, but yeah, I apologize if you love those Sims. They didn't work in where I wanted, so I'm sorry. Anyways, back to this. In Strangetown, we've got, of course, the Beakers, the Grunts. I gave the singles more money and moved them in here just because I wanted more space for them. We've got the Smiths, we've got AJ Loner, we've got the Curious family, and of course we've got the Spectre family. I also put down a cemetery to be used in the future because all of our graves right now are here. I don't know if that's going to stay that way. Probably not. I haven't decided what's going to happen with this house and who has it and who doesn't and what's going to happen. We're going to kind of see. But usually I end up moving the graves so that they're not constantly causing problems. Anyway, I also put down the Dirty Melba because it fits in and I really love this build. And then I put down, I can't remember for the life of me where I got this, but it's an apartment. It looks like a motel apartment, and so I use that kind of as the apartments here for now, at least. I might get something better later on, but that's what I have at the moment. And then of course I beautified, and then finally we go to Veronaville. And in Veronaville, I have placed down the families and stuff that are in the bin. I gave the bigger cat family some more money so they had enough room for the family. I always find it interesting that they don't have enough money for a house, but so I did that for them. They're living here. This family is living here. Kent is living with them for right now, but he probably will move out sooner rather than later. For those of you that don't know, he does not get along with Cornwall at all. And they usually end up fighting and become enemies, and it just becomes a headache. So he'll probably move out sooner rather than later. The main family obviously is here. The Summer Dreams are here now. The Summer Dreams I haven't gone in and edited yet, but I got this really cool mod that actually makes them fairies. And So I'm going to, once I actually get into their household, make them fairies because they're supposed to be. So that's what we're going to do. Over here we have Antonio, who I also gave more money because it seemed ridiculous that, like, he moved out of a house and he didn't have any money. So I gave him more money, enough for space for the kids. I didn't love the layout of this house, so I might try and find a different one eventually, but it was one of the few that actually had 3 bedrooms. So yeah, we'll see. And with these ones that I placed down, I just placed them. None of them have furniture or have been made over or anything, so when we get to them in the setup round, we're going to have a little more work for some of them. And then, of course, here is Bianca. She also, she's living here for now. Like I said, her and Kent maybe will leave this neighborhood. Maybe they'll stay. It kind of depends on where the story goes. And then, of course, the main Monty family is here. The only thing that I've put down so far for this town is a cemetery for them as well, just in case. Oh, there was also this lot that was placed down that we'll get rid of because we don't actually need that. But that's kind of what we have for now. I'm probably going to download some different default replacements for some of the, like, shops and stuff, just because I know that some of them look horrendous. I just did not get a chance to do all of that before I started. Best laid plans, but so that's who all is in the neighborhood. Then we've got in college, or actually let me start with, well, we'll start with La Fiesta Tech because it's first. I'm still placing down some of them, and how I'm going to work with the college is our main Sims will go and slowly will incorporate the Sims that are in college. They're not going to have their own, like, dedicated round that it's just them, unless during the quote-unquote college round we don't have any Sims in college. Like, I know that there's usually in Pleasant View a round in between the Fab Four, quote-unquote, Angela, Lilith, Dirk, Dustin, and Alexander and Lucy. There's usually a gap in between, and that was where I would play, like, 1 or 2 families here. I also do plan to play all 3 of the colleges, kind of round-wise as well, but we'll kind of see what goes there. Again, a lot of this is me experimenting, because I've played my own personal Uberhood before, which is kind of how I'm going to play this, but it still evolves and changes. So, as you can tell, Worthington family is down, the fraternity is down, the sorority is down, the shifting paradigms are down, and then, of course, Stella and the Davidson twins I'll be putting down here eventually. The students will be going to La Fiesta Tech because that's where they belong, as does Biggs, and then I can't remember where the first years go. I'm going to have to look that up. I think they're Sim State, and student housing, I'm not sure where they are either. I have to look up where everyone goes, but I'll be placing them down. But this is the La Fiesta Tech. Oh, I haven't put down the skyline and stuff. I will do that right now, actually. We'll get them the desert one, obviously. And then just put it in the corner here, and then I'm going to use the same one that I used for Strange Town there. Okay. But also, just look at how pretty and, like, Cat Addie's stuff is beautiful. It's so pretty. Anyways, let's go look at the other pretty ones. This is Academy Latour. And she has specific ones that she made for some of the Ben families. And then, of course, the ones that she made for the already there placed down ones. I think I technically, with her, I think I may have put her in the wrong house, but that's fine. But we've got O'Fief, We've got the Sharp family, and those are the only ones that are already pre-placed. No, wait. The Friends. Yes, they are too. But, so these ones will also be getting placed down here at one point. And then I think the student housing as well. But anyways, so we're going to place all of them down eventually. I don't think I didn't put down beautifying for this one either. I think we'll do this one for them. Oh no, am I not able to? Well, does it not want to go at the very end? Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. Well, we'll just do what we can, and then I guess just place it as far out as we can. Oh, I don't like that. It doesn't want to do it. I'll come back to this and figure this out, but we'll beautify later. But yes, this one is very pretty. It's got all this stuff. I think technically over here this is supposed to be a Greek house as well. And with the Greek houses, all I had to do was just move them, place them in, and then change the lot zoning. I think that's... Anyways, there are no secret societies in hers, which is fine with me because I never really play with them. I don't really play with the Greek houses much either, but we're going to try it out. And then this is the Sim State University, which some of our other Sims, again, will be placed into. Yes. And again, very pretty. Oh, I did place, though, the beautifying down in here. Huh, weird. But, yeah, we've got all of these ones. And then, so the first years, I believe, belong here somewhere, which I will place down eventually. I already placed down, so Jimmy and Eric are originally split, but I decided to just put them in a household together just to kind of condense some of the households. And so they're both in here. And then we've got, of course, the Bright family. We've got the freshmen. We've got the sorority girls, the frat boys. So yeah. And then we don't really have anyone downtown, but we'll just take a look at downtown. The downtown is the generic one that comes with Sims 2. They just, I guess some of the downtownies' faces got fixed. It is very dark for whatever reason. Downtown, vanilla downtown in The Sims 2 is very dark. That's another reason why I kind of was debating about getting a different one, but this is the one we have, and yeah, but that's fine. All right, let me go back to Pleasantville itself. Pleasant View. Although I think it originally was almost called Pleasantville. But anyways, so we've got all of this stuff. We've got it all beautified. With where we put people. The first thing is, and you guys may not like this, but it's going to happen, with the burbs. I am going to give them more money. As you can see, I've given some other people money as well, just so that they could fit into places. But with the burbs, I always find it weird that they're supposed to be, you know, having worked quite some time already, and they don't have that much money. Same thing with the oldies. I give both of these families money because I feel like they should. I also, when I get to Jennifer and John, give them higher levels in their career, because it makes no sense to me that they would be at the bottom level. Even if they, you know, got new jobs when they moved, they still wouldn't be very bottom. I mean, anyways. Anyways, so that's kind of what I do. I cheat them a little. And then the oldies, again, I give them more money because it makes no sense to me that they don't have more money, because even if they were like horrible with money, if Herb has been working all this time, they should have a little more money. Anyways, end of rant. I give them more money, yada yada. Now, the burbs, I like to move into one of the bigger houses because they usually have quite a few kids. Because, yeah. And right now, we're not going to like play them or anything. We're just going to plop them down. And when it gets to their turn, we will decorate, gussy up, do all of the stuff that needs to be done. And now I'm going to explain the next part. I'm not going to be doing everyone's scripted events exactly. Most of them I'm going to stay rather true to, but some people's scripted events will get changed a bit. Because, well, mainly the first two are because Ophelia and Johnny deserve to be able to go to college. And if you play the scripted events the correct way, they don't get to. And so I just don't play them the correct way so that they get to go to college. Pleasant View, we will probably be playing the scripted events the way that they're supposed to be played. That said, because this is the standalone of the Perfect Pleasant View, it technically does not have the scripted events, so we kind of have to make the scripted events happen. So yeah, that's the second caveat there. With the oldies, I always move them into this house, and I usually like furnish and kind of do a slightly remodel on it. I'm probably going to do that again. I usually give them a little garden out back as well. Just, yeah. And they live out their lives here. And we just kind of see what they do. I know they're not the most entertaining, but I'm going to try and make them at least somewhat interesting. I am not going to have them adopt, though, just because I don't think at their age they would. I know that some people do. I know some people don't. I don't think we're going to do that. I am also going to place down some apartments. For right now, I'm going to place down these apartments, the Pleasant Vistas, because they do match, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stay or that they're going to be the only apartments. I do have some other ones in mind. See, here's the thing. On my laptop where I usually play my personal stuff, I have a whole bunch of other downloads, and I'm kind of missing them right now. On my main computer, the one that I'm playing this on, that can actually handle streaming, because my laptop could not. But I need to download some of those for here, because I want a few more options in Pleasant View and some of the other towns. Just because, I think we all know the Maxis, original builds are kind of boring, and I only have a few builds that are not Maxis right now, so we'll go in and do that and beautify and all that stuff eventually once I download everything. But now that I have rambled on, we're going to go back and we're going to place down the rest of the families real quick, and then we actually probably can get to the start of some of setting up, doing the scripted events for some of the families, I think. I'm just going to be streaming till 4, not super long, just to kind of get my stamina back. Anyways, so what we're going to do, I've got a list here of some of the ones that Cat Addy specifically made for certain Sims. So the Davis brothers, she put on 57 dusty drives. So that's 58, 54, 50. This is 59, 57. Okay. And they need 7,000. They do not have that. So once again, we will go in here and we'll just cheat a little money. I don't feel bad about this to make sure that everyone is in, like, not maybe correct homes, but in like regular homes and stuff. I will though go back and certain people will donate to charity extra money if they need to, because I don't want all my Sims to be like rich and stuff, but I do want them to have the basic necessities for the Sims that are already there, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. Okay, so we've got them set down. Like I said, we're not really playing them or gussying anyone up or doing anything like that. We're just dropping people down, which means, yes, I will have more work later, but this means that we don't have to spend an hour beautifying everything. Or we kind of do, but either way, this is what we're doing. And then she's got her at 54. And she needs money as well. How is that spelled? And again, just plop her down. But it'll be fun. I kind of have an idea also on like where I want certain people or certain Sims to go to college later on. And I do have rules for that, which I'm probably going to have to explain in a few minutes. Because there are some rules to my gameplay. And when I say rules, I should preface anyone that hasn't seen my stuff before. I play very loose with my rules. I have rules that I play, but in the end, if I want to do something for story purposes or I don't want something to happen for story purposes, I will not do it. Because mostly what I play is Sims want based. Yes, I know, very boring. It's want based again. Yes, that's what I do. But the thing is that if there are certain things for storyline reasons made by me, or sometimes I have it to a vote as well, if we really feel that something needs to happen or needs to not happen, we will just not. And I know some people don't like doing that. Some people feel like, no, you should do it this way, but this is the way I do it. Okay, this is the one. It's 15. Holy cow. Okay, but for them, sorry, just one sec. But like I was saying, with my rules, I basically try to follow wants based, but I will change things because I am the overlord here, so I'm gonna do what I want. I also have rules for things like college and stuff like that. So with college, what I do and what my plan is that all Sims are able to go to college for free because I don't believe in charging for education, higher education, because, yeah. That said, you have to have a D or higher. Sims have to have a D or higher to get into school, And to get into certain schools, you have to have even higher grades. So, like, for example, Academy Latour. You must be an A student and be top of your career to get into Academy Latour, unless you are a legacy. Legacy means people like Alexander Goth, people like the Cap children, not the Monty children, because I don't feel like the Monties are from old money. I feel like they're newer money that made their own, but the Caps are old money, so they're legacy. They can get in, they can have, D's and get in, but even they can't get in if they have an F. Now, there are certain Sims, I've had these rules before, certain Sims that go to Academy Latour that are not well off. Dark Dreamer. Dark Dreamer, being the little overachiever that he is, not only went to Academy Latour in my personal playthrough, but also got in the honor roll the entire time. He is just a little overachiever. Anyways, so there's that. That said, everyone from Strangetown, even if they were a legacy, which none of them really are, I mean, maybe the Curious siblings would, but they aren't. They go to La Fiesta Tech because they just do. All Strangetown Sims go to La Fiesta Tech. That's the only one they're allowed to go to. And I base this kind of off the idea that Strangetown is kind of like the government is keeping secrets there for a reason. And I can't even take credit from this idea. If any of you have seen the Machinima series by Big Mouth for Sims 2, that's kind of where I got that idea from. I really love the idea, so that's what I decided to do. But basically, the theory is that the government is trying to hide the aliens from everyone else outside of Strangetown, and so, you have to be really watched if you're going in or out of Strangetown. And when Johnny and Ophelia go to college, they, have to do certain things to go to college, blah, blah, blah. I also figure because La Fiesta Tech is the closest place to Strangetown, so that's why they also choose it. But that's kind of the rules there. For most Sims, they are going to end up at Sim State University, honestly. Majority of them are. Some Sims may choose La Fiesta Tech. Some Sims might get, high enough grades and ambition and stuff to go to Academy Latour. Or, be legacy. I don't think the Pleasants are going to be legacy. I think they're newer money as well. So, yeah, they also won't be. That said, I mean, Angela with the little, with all her grades and stuff, if she were to do really well with her grades and get a part-time job and do really high in there, she probably could as well. But we will see later on with that. Next thing I want to do is place down the rest of these Sims. So the student housing, the Fiesta dorms. Which one are Fiesta dorms? Do they actually belong in Fiesta dorms? Because I'm pretty sure that they are. One second. Okay, let me look at something real quick. Oh, okay. Okay, I was incorrect. The student housing is at La Fiesta Tech, and first years are at Academy Latour. Okay. Okay, so then let's see. Let's just put you guys in one of these bigger houses. Which one has 3 bedrooms? Let's look real quick. We're going to get to look at some of the insides of these. They are all very pretty. They're gorgeous. All of the stuff that, I think, all the stuff that they make is just really pretty. Looks like this is like an all-girls. Then let's look at the other one. But I want to pop them down. I know also that it looks like, from what I was seeing, technically the student housing was split up. I don't know if I'm going to split them though. Just because I don't want to have too many households. Anyone that's done Uberhoods before, or anyone that's really played long term with any families or any neighborhoods, you know that eventually you get so many families. So I don't really want to, yeah, do that. Okay, so this one has, you know, I'm going to use this one for them. Yeah, we're going to use that household for the first years. Although I think the problem with the first years might be, let me see if I can cheat them money this way. I might have to do it a different way. Yeah, because the name, maybe if I put it together, I think that I can't do it because, yeah, I'm gonna have to like move them into a lot, mother load, and then, okay, so what we'll do is we'll just put, I'm gonna have to do that with the other kids as well. This is the fun part of setting stuff up and finagling everything, is that it doesn't look really great. But I did want to show you guys kind of what I was doing and all that stuff. I didn't want to do too much of the tedious stuff with you guys, but I did want to show you guys some of the stuff that I was doing, kind of introduce what I was planning. So, and my default replacements put her in an interesting outfit, but that is okay. We will, and with the mother load, they will not be keeping all this money. They will donate majority of it to charity after I move them into where they are supposed to be, or where I've chosen to put them. But yeah, we will go through and edit some people's outfits because I do know that, sorry, just a second. Like I was saying, I know that with some, oh, I just forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want them to have a whole bunch of money because I do want them to kind of earn their money. And then some, oh, that's what I was saying. And I know some of my default replacements for some of their outfits look ridiculous once they're default replaced. So we will fix some of like this outfit later. Some of my default replacements are really pretty, but they don't end up matching the character or some of the characters that they're on. I think that a lot of people have that issue with default replacements. I also think that some of my default replacements may not look as nice. I haven't updated these ones, so some of the ones that I've replaced in my personal game look a lot better, or I like a lot better. So, yeah. And then last one that goes in here, we're also going to cheat her some money and move her in to I think one of these I'd like to move her in. Oh, she doesn't have enough money for any of these. Okay, well, let's give her a little bit more then. And then we'll move her into the one that I think is actually supposed to be for her, but whatever. things don't have to be perfect. I know that some of these lots were made specifically for certain characters in mind, but I also know that some of the characters that they were made for, like in Sims State University, there's a lot that was specifically made for Dustin and Angela. If they go to college, first off, Angela may end up at Academy Latour, but secondly, I will put them probably in dorms. Just because with some of my Sims, I like to do that. Some will have their own place, but usually with the first group, they are dorms. Or the first group in Pleasant View. The Fab Four are usually in dorms because I just don't see any of them. Well, maybe the Pleasants, but the rest of them I don't see as having the money to like have their own little place. With the Pleasants, I can see Angela getting money from her parents to do so, but she is a popularity sim, so I would think she would want to kind of be around other people. I don't see them giving money to to Lilith, mostly because I don't think they would think she was responsible enough. And, my theory with Daniel and Mary Sue is just that neither one of them really wanted kids per se, as much as they were doing the, nuclear family thing. And then when they had two, Daniel, I think, just is a hands-off parent. Like, I just feel he's one of those kind of dads. And Mary Sue, and this isn't much better from her, but I think what she did was she picked Angela as her favorite because Angela was easier. Lilith maybe had a harder time with things. Yeah. I have theories on them. I don't think that they were good parents at all, but I do think that they both had their reasons. They may not have been good reasons, but they had reasons. Let's put you guys... I'm going to put you guys here. And so then we will have everyone placed nicely where they belong. I also want to say, because I know some people have certain Sims that they dislike and certain Sims that they love and stuff. I do not hate any Sim. I like all of the Sims. I know some people don't like Angela. I like her. I don't think she's great, but I like her for different reasons. I think that all of the Sims have certain things that are great about them and certain things that aren't so great about them. But I don't really hate any of the Sims. The only Sim that I maybe dislike is Daniel Pleasant. And this is simply because, Daniel and Dawn both I don't really love too much because they're cheaters. But Dawn usually gets a pass from me because every time I've played Dawn, no matter who he has kids with or how many he is always involved with all of his kids. And Daniel seems to just basically not care. He just does not. Yeah. Anyways, now that we've gotten everything fixed and everything put together, we've got a little bit of time, so we're going to just kind of set up everyone. And you guys are going to see how I kind of set up things. It has changed. If you used to watch before, you know how I used to set things up. Things are a little bit different. There are certain things that I do differently, but certain things that are the same. But the first thing we are going to do with Dawn is we're going to place a few things down. We're going to place down the sim blender. I'm placing these outside because they're not going to stay very long. And then this as well. Okay, so first things first. Dawn definitely went to college. The man is in the medical career. I definitely feel that he went to college and took biology. I don't know his reason behind going into medicine, but And yes, I did lock both of those in. But that's what he went into. And I feel that works for him. His lifetime wish right now is to be a party guest, which is the next thing we're going to fix, because no, Dawn, that's not what you want to do. We're going to go and we are going to choose, for him, I think, just woohoo with many different Sims. Could have him have love, woohoo with many different Sims. We're going to do that one because that's the one I feel works best for him. Next, we are going to spawn the casual romance adjuster, and we're going to set that up. We're going to... Okay. Now, visitor controller. Before I forget, which this one I forget all the time, but we want to ban the matchmaker just because she annoys me. And then we are going to set up the hood-wide settings. Enabled, that's enabled, everything. Unmarried, try for a baby, I'm going to turn on. I allow that because, yeah. That being said, teen woohoo I turn off because I just do. No, we're also not going to do that. I know that's less realistic. Actually, you know what? We'll turn the teen woohoo on, but we're not going to do the teen adult because yeah. I just don't love the idea. Anyways, unmarried woohoo, all that is Then the global defaults. We're going to change risky to 25. 4. We're going to do... Yeah, sure. And some of these may seem random, they kind of are. So we've got all of that, and then we are going to... Oh, that was the other thing. So hopefully this will turn off because I know that YouTube doesn't like it when you have the cinematic woohoo sometimes. So we're going to turn that off and see if that works. And then we are going to, for the whole hood, run randomizer for the whole hood. Just everyone. So, and then let's just real quick with Don. Yeah, he's still straight. The next thing we're going to do with Don is find out what his hobby is. His hobby is fitness. That's fine. Some of them I change their hobbies if I just don't like it or I don't feel it works. And then, one last thing with the adjuster. We're going to change the model. We're going to do a bonsai for this one. And then Don is going to go to the restroom, and then he is going to call over a sim. Also, you'll notice that he didn't change to salsa because I have a little thing that randomizes it so it's not salsa every time. Anyways, he is going to call over Nina and probably later Dina and do the whole, with both sisters. Dawn. Yeah. And then we're going to clean this up. Normally it would tell us, to clean up, and then it would tell us to hire a maid, but we're not going to do that because basically that's kind of a waste. And I know it's because then he gets a chance of getting caught by Kaylin, but we're not going to do that. Kaylin also is going to get added to the neighborhood. I am going to put her in rotation, just a heads up, but not until after, you know, Daniel gets caught with her with by Mary Sue. So you're gonna do that. You're gonna let's make out, and then go to the hot tub. And I think we're going to see if this gets rid of the cinematic little thing, which is sad because it is kind of entertaining and funny to watch. But yeah, this way we can look away when they're having their moments. Because I know YouTube doesn't love those. But yeah, so we're just going to go down here while they're doing their stuff. Don's got some more trash he needs to... Are you guys just making... Are you gonna... I told you to woohoo, not make out. Oh. Oh, and it still has the cinematic... I was hoping that it would get rid of that, but apparently that didn't get rid of it. I mean, it's not like the worst thing. I need to double check those settings. Maybe I got it incorrect. I thought that it meant that it would get rid of this. Oh well. Okay. Well, you've done your thing. Say goodbye to Nina. And then go have something to eat. Oh, why is her outfit... I'll fix Olive's outfit later, I guess. And of course, she's stealing our newspaper. Her and Tybalt like to steal people's newspapers, even if they don't, you know, even if the Sims, like, they don't have a gripe with them, they still do that. Yeah. Trust me, Tybalt has stolen so many newspapers in my other Uberhood, it's ridiculous. Like, kids angry for no reason. Well, not no reason, but kids angry. So we'll let Dawn eat, open this, clean this up before you get roaches or something. And then you will invite over Dina. Oh, and something else I forgot to do for the setup. Since all the Sims that are older come with them, I like to... Yeah, we're going to change his turn-ons. Because some of them, their turn-ons and turn-offs, I think, just don't work for the pre-mates. Like, the ones that are born in-game, the teens, that kind of stuff, you know, that's fine. But the pre-made adults, especially if they've already got, like, relationships that they're in with specific Sims, and that they've kind of chosen as their type already, I'm going to make them more of that's what they like for their type. And him not liking fit Sims makes no sense when he literally is, you know, Nina is... He's got 2 bolts with her still. So, anyways. Instead, we're going to put... He doesn't like cologne... Or actually, he doesn't like stinky Sims. Let's go with that. And he likes fitness. And, you know what? We'll do he likes makeup. That means that he gets... he'll have a variety. It also helps with my romance Sims if they have a variety of Sims that they like. So, we'll have him do that. While he's waiting for Dina. And then let's change into everyday. And where is Dina? Olive, what are you doing back here? Greet Dina. Do not knock over his trash can. I wonder what custom content that is that's... something's messed up. Whatever. So. He's gonna flirt with her. Make out with her. And then... That'll probably be good. Yeah. They fell in love, so then they can woohoo on the sofa. Who is this? Hunter Cameron. Alright. So, they're gonna do their thing. we're gonna just go up here. We're gonna lock in his want for 3, woohooing with 3 Sims, although I'm pretty sure he's gonna get it with Dina. Oh, also, my aging system. You'll notice he's quite a bit older. I changed, obviously, my aging and stuff because I make my Sims live longer. I don't have an exact math on how my aging is. I used to do it 1 day equaled 1 year, but then I thought that was too short. Then I did 2 days equals a year. That's similar to what I have it, but not exactly. Just because I want enough time with my Sims and I want enough time to do things, especially in the Uberhood. So, yeah, they're gonna live longer. Anyways, these guys hurry up. Okay. And then he's just gonna say goodbye to her, and then he's gonna go answer the phone. And that's kind of his scripted events. Now he just kind of sleeps through the night, and he'll end up getting married to Cassandra because he'll have high enough points. I'm not going to cheat it. I have done that, but I'm not going to cheat it. We're just gonna do vanilla. Serve dinner. That's all you can. Well, let's have a TV dinner. But yeah, so he'll end up marrying. I mean, I'm pretty sure that when you play it this way with the script events, he always ends up marrying Cassandra, and you have to cheat for him to leave her at the altar. And so they'll get married, and then she'll find out later that he cheated, and yeah. I feel bad for Cassandra, but like at the same time I'm like, not much you can do. And we'll also have another instant meal just to fill up all of his needs. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we need to do his tree. So, next thing is the secondary aspiration. There are some Sims that I have secondary aspirations that I just choose for them. I don't do it based on a calculator or anything like that, because certain Sims, aka people like John Burb, being secondary romance Sims makes no sense to me, and I refuse. So, I'm trying something different. What I'm going to do is that some of them I have specifically things chosen for. Like, for example, Mortimer Goth. His secondary is going to be money, simply because I feel like it would be. Then there are other ones that I'm going to literally roll a dice. I have a dice that I will roll, because there are 8, but we don't really, well, I mean, we don't do grilled cheese aspirations, so it's actually 5, but I will just roll the dice, and that's how we're going to try it. This, I know, is a little chaotic to do, but I want to try doing it this way. We may change our mind later on it, but first things first, we're going to give him his full tree, and then we are just going to, let me roll this. All right, well, his secondary is going to be, you know what, it's fine. His secondary is going to be family, which is going to be interesting considering his promiscuity, but you know what? Actually, you know what? It makes sense for him because, like I said, he usually is a really good dad in all of my playthroughs, even though he's a horrible husband and just awful. He is always a really good dad to his kids, so you know what? We'll do it. There are a few others that I've chosen as well. And we'll get to them. One that I do want to point out, John Burb. He will not be a romance sim. He literally is allowed to be anything but a secondary romance, just because I don't feel he is. I actually really like making him, and I had this happen in one of my neighborhoods when I just picked one. I tried him out as a knowledge sim, And I actually really like the idea because usually he goes into either law enforcement or education. And so I'm like, oh, if he's a teacher, yeah, education as a secondary would make sense. So that's probably what we're going to do with him this time, just because I like that one. He still is going to want to have lots and lots of kids with Jennifer, and I always put as a secondary family, so she'll probably want lots of kids too, but I do usually cap them at 3 or 4, because I do feel like Jennifer eventually goes, okay, we're not having any more. And I feel like John would respect that, because I don't think he's an awful sim that sometimes he ends up being when you make him a romance sim. I think he's just one of those guys that really loves his wife, but also is like, he wants lots of kids. But he's getting 4 max. That's it. After that, we're cutting him off. All right. Anyways, so Dawn will go to sleep, yada, yada, yada. And then at 6 o'clock, we will head out. And then we will go to them. So I real quick, though, need to write down so I can put this in my spreadsheet. His secondary is family. His hobby is fitness. And then we'll see how much money he brings into the Goth family when he goes in, because I do save about usually half-ish of that in a little fund, just in case. Just in case, meaning when he inevitably cheats on Cassandra and gets booted, because, yeah. That being said, again, with my Sims, if someone cheats and they're caught, I do a roll, and if it's odd, they stay together. If it's even, they split up. So there's always that too. Except for with Daniel and Mary Sue, the first time that he's caught cheating, they always try and repair the relationship, just because that's storyline what I like to do. Again, I play fast and loose with some of my rules. Which I know some people are like, well, if you have this rule and you don't use it, then why do you have it? Because sometimes I use it. Sometimes I don't. Okay, so in the Goth household, once again, we're going to pop some stuff down so that we can get some stuff taken care of. And again, none of this stuff is going to stay here because, yeah, we're just doing this to get everything set up. So again, Mortimer obviously went to university. He went to Academy Lothario. He got his degree in, well, he's a mad scientist, so yeah, math. Cassandra also went to college. I think she took biology. And then Alexander doesn't have anything. Then their lifetime wish. Mortimer is, I already like his. His is maths out 7 skills. We'll just leave that one at that. Oh, that's right. Ban the matchmaker. Cassandra's is marry off 6 children. I'm fine with that one. I don't know if she's going to have 6 kids, but you know what? Actually, no, because she's probably, well, you know what? We'll leave it. We'll maybe come back to this, because I usually don't like my Sims having more than 4 kids, but maybe we'll wait on it. We'll see. So move the Sim Blender in here. Move visitor controller there. Move the debug there. And spawn the adjuster. And we'll put it upstairs in what is going to be Cassandra and Dawn's room. We're also going to move the picture of Bella, because it's creepy if they're in there and her mom is just, yeah. So then, again, place that down, place this down, yada yada. The next thing we are going to do is that I know that technically in the scripted events, Cassandra just kind of elopes with Dawn with just Mortimer and Alex watching. But what we're going to do is we're going to, invite people, because she's going to actually have people at her wedding. The fact that she doesn't is always just sad to me. Romantic, make out. And what we're going to do, we're not going to throw a party or anything. I am literally just going to teleport over some Sims, because she doesn't have a want for a party, so yeah. But we are going to invite or summon over all of the Pleasants, because I feel like her best friend would be there, and I feel like Mary Sue would make her family come, because, yeah. I'm also going to have Darren come over, because even though, yes, Darren he likes her, she doesn't know this. And he'd bring Dirk, of course, because she'd invite Dirk because that's his kid. They don't have enough chairs for everyone, and that's fine. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that she would invite over. I feel like I'm not going to invite the Calientes, just because I don't think that she'd want Nina or Dina, because I don't really think she really knows Nina at all. She doesn't even know Dina. I feel like she should know Dina if her dad's, like, anyways. I know they don't know him, but I feel like the family would know Malcolm Landgrab, so I'm just going to do that. And then they're going to get married. And yes, she is going to get married unbeautified in that dress that she has that I don't love, but she has. And yeah, we're going to do this. Are any of you going to come witness this? Please come witness the marriage. That's the whole point of me summoning you all over. Whoop. And they're all gonna miss it. Oh, Lilith is there. And we are going to give Cassandra a bit of a makeover after this, because, yeah. But, yeah. Dawn just brought... Okay, I'm going to write this down. Da, 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 da. But, yeah. So, they're now married. Yay, woohoo. People weren't actually there for the... I maybe should have actually done it as a wedding party. I should have done it as a wedding party. But I didn't. Oh well. But they are now married, and next thing I'm going to do is just to make sure that inheritance is fair later on down the road. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to have Alexander deposit $1,500 into his bank account. That way, he has the money. I'm also going to have Mortimer put that much into a fund that will probably go towards any children that him and Dina have, because they usually do. And so, yeah. Next up, Dawn is just going to say goodbye to everyone. Cassandra, we're going to have you run to the restroom. I'm not going to have them try for a baby right now. Stay here. They're not, no. But they're going to kind of get themselves all set up in the house. go use the toilet. And then Mortimer, you are also going to bank online, and you're going to deposit. And I know this does mess up that later on Dina doesn't get the married a rich sim thing. But honestly, whatever. She's not going to get that memory, but I'm fine with that. I really don't have much of an issue with it. Okay. And Cassandra, why don't you serve everyone dinner? I know you don't have very high cooking skill. I probably should have had Mortimer do it, but whatever. And then, again, we've got all of the graves here. I will be leaving them here for now, but if they become too much of a pain in the butt, they will be moved somewhere else. Dawn, go use the bathroom. Mortimer's already using the restroom. All right. Again, right now we are just setting people up. We're not like fully playing anyone quite yet, just because, yeah, you kind of have to set them all up and get everyone ready. Anyways, next thing we're going to do before I forget. Again, we're going to go into aspiration rewards for Mortimer. I am going to give him almost the full tree. Summon aliens I'm not going to give him. Well, he's not going to ever use it, but I'm going to give it to him. And then, like I said, fortune is his secondary. I already decided that. Yeah. And then for his turn-ons and turn-offs, he likes blonde, rich, doesn't want them to be great cooks. So Dina kind of fits all but the rich part. So it's fine. We'll just leave that. And then Cassandra, for her secondary, I always give her knowledge because, I mean, she went into this career. I do not give her the super fertility. I don't really give any of my Sims super fertility because twins are hard. I do not have a triplets and quads mod. I know some people do. God help them. Like, Lord, that is scary. Yeah, no. Twins are the max that they get in mine. And, yeah. Anyways, so Cassandra's turns and turnoffs are, I'm probably going to change hers. Yeah, hers are going to get changed. Because I don't think that that's going to work. Where are you, Cassandra? No, do not put it out on those tables. Go here. We're just gonna, real quick, put that there. And then, because we aren't going to use these anymore, we're going to delete all of this stuff, because otherwise they just keep coming out here and trying to eat out here, and we don't want that. I am going to leave the buffet table because I am going to put it in the attic for them. I just see it as something that they would have in the attic for events and stuff. So, okay, you go grab a plate. You go grab a plate. You go grab a plate. And you go grab a plate. All of you go eat. And yeah, get your needs taken care of, all y'all. I know no one's tired yet, but I need them to probably go to bed soon. Dawn, since you're the first one done, you'll put those away as single plates. Then you can do whatever you want. Cassie, we're going to have you drink the little renew you potion thing, or I think that's, yeah, the renew you potion, and then we will Gussie you, because, yeah. We'll keep artistic. I want her to like dark hair because both of the guys kind of, although, you know, and then poor, we're not going to do that, but we're going to do, you know, just because of everything that happened, aliens. She doesn't like aliens. And then let's change appearance. All right, Cassandra, let's, I think I'm gonna leave her with glasses for now. And then for hair, because she has like shoulder length. I'm trying to remember where I have the one that I like to give her. Although, that one's kind of cute on her, but... Ooh, actually, yeah, we're gonna use that one. And then give her some eyelashes. Give her some makeup. Yeah, she's gonna have a darker lip like that. And then, I don't know... Oh, this isn't the blush that I mean, this blush will work for right now, but I probably will get some different blush later on for her. Well, for my Sims. And yeah, we'll just do that. With her outfit, I'm going to leave it for now. I don't think she'd do too much makeover-wise all at once, but I do think that she... Yeah. Also, I'm going to put a TV in this house because I feel like they should have a TV. Okay, so then. Cassandra and Dawn, now that all the guests have left and everything, we're going to send you guys up here to relax. And see if we can get a baby, because Cassandra wants a baby. And Alex, let's have you clean that up. And then he wants a logic skill, so we'll just let him practice. Mortimer doesn't want to do anything useful right now, but yeah. Alright, so then, since you guys want a baby, well, Cassandra wants a baby. I don't think Dawn cares either way, but yeah. Try for baby. And we're probably going to get the cinematic. Yeah. But, yeah, because Cassie wants a baby, so hopefully she'll get a baby. Also, hopefully she'll get a baby because Dawn and Cassandra make beautiful babies. Like, their babies are always really pretty. Oh, and Dawn just got another thing. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go in and edit a few things in this house. And I do this just to make things work better later on. And add a shower down here. Because usually this house gets filled up with quite a few kids, because Cassandra likes kids, and in this case probably even more so because Dawn's secondary family. So they usually need 3 working bathrooms. So, there we go. And then Mortimer is just down here, I guess, watching a movie. Alexander is trying to get a logic skill. He'll probably go to bed soon. Mortimer's checking that out. They're sleeping. Alright, Alex, go to sleep. Mortimer, you can just relax in there. I don't know. You should be sleeping at this time, but whatever. Oh, Alex, you can stop playing. Forgot he was playing chess. Alright, and then we're just gonna kind of speed this up until it turns time. And then we'll move on. Mortimer's tired now, so he can go to bed. And then when you get up, take a shower, and then serve cereal. Dawn, you will get up and take care of your needs. Alexander, take care of your needs. And then I also want, because these rooms, you know, later on will get used for other things, but I'm just going to get rid of the stuff in these rooms. Because usually when Alexander and Mortimer move in, I do not have his old stuff. I usually refurbish the whole house to look more of Dina's style and stuff, but yeah. But he'll get all new furniture and stuff, Alex will. So you don't need to worry, he'll have stuff. And then these rooms will be ready for when they have kids and nurseries and all that stuff. I'm also going to have Dawn call some services because I'm going to get them a maid and a gardener. Eventually they'll get a nanny. I know some people are like, well, wouldn't they have a butler? Well, it says Kaylin, but she's actually not going to be the one. Oh, I think Cassie's pregnant. I see the little thing. Yay. But the butlers are bugged, and I know there's a mod to fix them, but even with the mod, they do things that I don't want them to, so we're just not going to do a butler. So yeah. Oh, and it's 6, so we're just going to go and leave this household where it is. They will take care of stuff later. I forgot to check. Well, Cassandra's hobby we're going to have to find out next time because I forgot to check it. Okay, so hers knowledge, and then Mortimer's second is fortune. I'm pretty sure that Mortimer's hobby is always nature. Same thing with Alex and Dina. I don't remember. I think Cassandra's usually is tinkering, and I usually change it to something else because I don't see her as a tinkering person. I see her as like culinary or film and literature or music or something. Anyways. All right. Caliente sisters. Ooh, lock that in. And lock that in. So, again, let's get up our setup stuff. And again, their setup stuff doesn't really matter where it is because I usually end up changing up this lock quite a bit. But I do believe that they both went to college, and I believe that both of them finished college. That said, I do think there may have been by the skin of their teeth and maybe, yeah. So Dina, since she wants to go into law, economics, and then Nina, I don't think that she necessarily had something she chose. I think she ended up with philosophy, but I do believe that she went to college and graduated. So, yeah. And then for their hobbies, so I don't forget this time, Dina, yeah, she's nature again. And Nina, it says sports. I'm going to change it to fitness, though, because I think that works better. And then we're going to spawn the casual romance adjuster. And then we are going to change Dina's outfit because I have a very cute dress, I'm pretty sure in this save as well, that I like her in. And I feel like it's something that, you know, because she's a goth now, she wears. Not because it's necessarily as much her style, but more of, yeah, And maybe I don't have it. Because I thought it was... I might not have it anymore. Because I thought that it was a standalone. Okay, let's see here. Find another outfit since apparently I was incorrect. I do not have it in this download file. Ooh, that could be a cute one for her. Let's save that as a possibility. This also would be a possibility for her. Maybe not that one. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use this one. And then Mortimer should be coming by any minute. So let's bring her downstairs for this. And Nina is going to send Michael Batchelor to the Pleasant View Church so that he doesn't accidentally get deleted in the renovations or something like that. And you'll recycle. And then also with Nina, since she usually, well, is going to get booted out. We're going to grab some of her stuff so she has some things when she moves out. Yeah. And then what are your turn-ons and turn-offs? She likes unemployed. No. We're going to have you drink that. And yeah. I think she'd also like Fit Sims. I think she likes facial hair. Yeah. She doesn't like vampires. Sure, we'll go with that. And then her lifetime wish right now is be a professional party guest. And then yours is the Hand of Poseidon. Okay, so Mortimer's not here yet, so I hope he still comes over, even though it's not scripted. I might have to summon him over. And we're just going to give her the earn lots of money. Also, she doesn't like, since, yeah, we're also gonna do hers because hers doesn't make sense either. She doesn't like Sims that have high-level jobs, but she wants a rich Sim. So instead, we're going to do, she doesn't like poor Sims. Athletic, dark hair, sure. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just put rich Sim? You know, we'll keep the dark hair. And then let's change I'm also going to have you woohoo with many different Sims. Yeah. All right. So Mortimer isn't coming. So, we might need to invite him over since the scripted events don't work. So let's invite Mortimer over. We'll just have to do it this way. Yes. Invite over. All right, Dina. Time to snag you a man. Or a second man, because I guess technically she was married before to Michael, so. Nina, just go sit down for right now. Oh, crud, I recycled the newspaper. I'll take care of it. But right now, you go greet Mortimer. We'll just set up the computer somewhere and have her move out that way. You're gonna flirt. You're gonna make out again. Oh yeah, I have the go steady mod, so she has to go steady first before she can propose. Oh, this is gonna... Hopefully this all works. If not, I'll cheat it to work. Well, the scripted events, I feel like just, yeah. Just gonna leap into his arms. Gonna make out. Pros engagement. And then they're just gonna elope on the front lawn because, listen, this is the second marriage for both of them. And yeah, so we're just gonna get married. And Alex is going to move in. And I hope that it gives me the name change. Oh, Trisha Traveler, that's the one that's still around. It should give me the option to change last name. We're going to go by default. And it changed last name. Yes. Okay. Wait, did she still get the want though of marrying a rich sim then? No, she didn't. Oh well. Oh, there's Antonio Monti. Anyways, so we're real quick going to set up a computer, really cheap one real quick, because they're not going to blow a whole bunch of money on this because, yeah, obviously. And Nina, you are going to find own place. We're going to go use the restroom. The one thing we are going to do, though, because we know what's going to happen tonight, we are going to put that in. And then everything else I'll remodel later on. Off camera, probably. No, it's just Nina moving out. And she's going to get an apartment somewhere. Well, right now I'm probably going to put her in the Pleasant Vista apartments. But like I said, I may not keep those. Then next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a job for Dina because she does want to get a job. Mortimer is going to serve dinner, hamburgers. Alex, why don't you go use the bathroom? Oh, I need to throw down a bed for him as well for now. And no, this is not going to be his stuff permanently. I'm going to like do a full makeover like I said. Okay. No, she doesn't want to be a teacher. Nope. Nope. I might just cheat her the job by putting down the hacked computer and having her choose it that way. Okay, yeah. She's not going to get it this way, so... Or actually, go answer the phone, Alexander. And Dina, you're going to go and use the restroom while I place down a different computer. We're just going to sell that one. And for right now, we'll just get the cheap one. We'll get a good one later. And then she's just going to select a job in the law career. Alexander is Mortimer. No, he's cooking right now. Alex, go eat a hamburger. And Dina will go eat after that. Mortimer's gonna grab one. There aren't enough chairs now. Oh well. Okay, so she's gonna be level 3 legal secretary. Write that down. And then I'm pretty sure that they're all nature sims. I just realized that I haven't banned the matchmaker from this lot yet. I'm surprised she didn't show up. But, trades, hobbies, yeah, she's nature. He's nature. He's nature, yeah. This whole family is nature, so I will probably give them a garden when I remodel and stuff as well. Usually with this house, what I end up doing is I add on a little area here so that there's an extra room because they usually end up having a kid. And then I usually put a little garden back here. And then I just remake over the inside so it doesn't look as dreary. Or not dreary, but like it's just ugly. I'm gonna be honest, it's ugly and I don't like it. We'll put these in here for right now. But dun, dun, dun. Mortimer, why don't you go take care of your needs? And then you can go to sleep, or you're not tired enough to sleep yet. Okay. You can read a book for now. And then Alex, you just want some fun. Why don't you watch a children's movie about fairies? Dina also needs some fun, so after she cleans these up, which I know she hates doing, but she's going to anyway, she is going to watch the thing with Alexander. And then, yeah, that's kind of just what they're going to do for right now. We're going to speed through until it's time for everyone to go to bed. So he's tired. She could sleep. He's not tired yet. I don't want Alexander to be downstairs when the burglar comes. So, if you could go upstairs and go to bed. Of course, I don't know if the burglar's going to come because scripted events aren't working or are not on. So, yeah. Also, Alex just got 2 days, so we're also going to... I need to remember to take away a day from him. I don't think that they're gonna break in. Oh well, that's fine. We'll just speed through until it's time for them to be done with their round. Let's actually look. So he wants to watch a movie, so let's go have you watch a drama. She wants to watch a movie as well, so we'll have her join. So go join. And then Alex, you want to watch a movie too, so you can join as well. We can all watch a family drama together. And that's their round. They're all set up. Next is, I think, because next would be Brandy. I don't know if we have enough time to do all of Brandy, just because We only have about 20 minutes left, and she actually has a longer one because you have to wait for the baby. So instead, we are going to get Nina. Ooh, she got a lot of money when she left. She could afford to not be in an apartment. Huh. Actually. Okay. I'm going to wait on placing Nina or playing Brandy or any of that stuff. So, what I'm going to do instead is technically end a little early. Thank you all for being here. This will also be up on my YouTube. MissCoraMay streams, and next time we will be doing the rest of the setup. I will be streaming next Monday 2 to 4, and that's kind of going to be the schedule in the future, 2 to 4. Otherwise, I will give you guys a heads up if it's going to be something more sporadic. Right now my schedule allows me to do a little more streaming, but eventually we're going to be back to just Monday 2 to 4, or 3, sorry. No, Monday 3 to 5, not 2 to 4. Today was 2 to 4, but it'll be 3 to 5 Monday, Pacific Standard Time. Anyways, like I said, thank you all for being here, and I will see you all next time. Bye.